morning, students. We start our today's session with chapter number 15, Improvement in Food Resources. I have told you that the worksheet question we will discuss together, right? Along with the next in-text questions, when they would come, I would together make you write the answer. Today, we are going to start with irrigation. We are going to see each and every detail of what is irrigation, how is it provided, and all. So, let us start with the session. See, before starting with the explanation of the topic, what we must know is that what is irrigation? If somebody asks you that, you are supposed to say that the method of providing water artificially to the plants is called irrigation. What will you understand? It is the method of artificially providing water to the plants. Why? Because rainy season is there only for the 4 months. So for remaining 8 months, what can be done? Obviously, good irrigation facilities are to be given to the people. Now, most agriculture in India is rain-fed. That is, the success of crops in most areas is dependent on timely monsoons and sufficient rainfall spread through most of the growing season. Means what? See, most agriculture in India is dependent on rainfall only. The success of crops in most areas is dependent. When will crops become successful? When monsoons are timely, means rain comes at proper time and proper amount, that is sufficient rainfall, and that too not only during 1 month or 2 months, spread through most of the growing season. This is how it should be. Hence, poor monsoons cause crop failure. So, if monsoon would be poor, crop will fail. Rain will not be enough, crop will fail. Ensuring that crops get water at the right stages during their growing season can increase the expected yields of any crop. Means, what can be done? You are supposed to ensure that crops get water at the right stages when it is required. Say, for example, all plants require water at different stages. Wheat requires water. Example is wheat, say for that matter, at the time of sowing, then at the time of flowering. So this is how it is. So at that time, at right stage, the crop should get sufficient water during their growing season. And that can increase the expected yields of any crop. Therefore, many measures are used to bring more and more agricultural land under irrigation. So, many steps are taken to bring more and more agricultural land under irrigation. What is that which is done? Let us see. India has wide variety of water resources, we know that, and highly varied climate. We have different types of climate in different parts of India. Even water resources are also quite different. Under such conditions, several different kinds of irrigation systems are adopted to supply water to agricultural lands depending on the kinds of water resources available. So, under such conditions, many irrigation systems are adopted so that water is supplied to agricultural land. Which are these irrigation systems? To avail water to the land. That depends on what kind of water resource is available. So, these are nothing but wells, water resources, canals, rivers, and tanks. What happens in wells? We know there are two types of wells, namely dug wells and tube wells. In a dug well, you know what is done. Water is collected from water bearing strata. You know that it is dug, and when water comes out, water is collected from that. Tube wells can tap water from the deepest strata, whereas tube wells can tap water through the deepest strata just like that. Now, okay, we have dug wells or we have made tube wells. From there, how will it go to the fields? So, from these wells, water is lifted by pump. This is to be seen how in fields pump is kept and water is lifted by pump for irrigation. So, digging wells is not enough. What is to be done? Pump is required to lift the water, and electricity is consumed in large amount. Then canals, we know this is done. This is usually an elaborate and extensive irrigation system. In this system, canal receives water from one or more reservoirs or from rivers. Right? So, if a dam is built, automatically the reservoir will be formed. So, either from that dam or from rivers, canals are taken out, and the main canal is divided into branch canals. One is main canal, from there is division of branch canals, and it has further distributaries to irrigate fields. Right? It is then distributed, it is divided into branch canal, and it has further distributaries to irrigate fields. Next is river lift system. In areas where canal flow is insufficient or irregular, see, water available to fields through canal, if it is insufficient or it is not regularly given, then the plants would die, crops would fail. This can be due to inadequate reservoir release. Water is released from the reservoir in insufficient amount, then this will happen. The river lift system is more rational. In these cases, river lift system is rather practical. water is directly drawn from the rivers. It is directly lifted from the river. Hence, the name is given like that. For supplementing irrigation in areas close to rivers. So, obviously, this can be performed only if your field is nearby the river. Water is directly lifted from the river and given to the fields. Next is tanks. These are small storage reservoirs which intercept and store the runoff of smaller catchment areas. So, these are small storage reservoirs. You know, small tanks are made. They intercept, and whatever from the smaller catchment areas, whatever runoff is there, that is stored in tanks. Now, fresh initiatives for increasing the water available for agriculture include rainwater harvesting and watershed management. What is the meaning of this? See, fresh initiatives have been taken up so that water available for agriculture can be increased. And how is that done? That is done through rainwater harvesting or watershed management. In these methods, what is done? This involves building small check dams. What is done? Small check dams are built so that automatically the level of groundwater will increase. Right? Automatically the level of groundwater will increase. The check dams stop the rainwater from flowing away and also reduce soil erosion. Why are these check dams built? They stop the rainwater from flowing away. Otherwise it is wasted, but because of check dams, water is checked. Rainwater is checked. It is stopped. It does not get flown away. And soil erosion also becomes less. So, these are the benefits, and it is very essential that irrigation facilities are provided to the farmers so that India, which is an agricultural country, can come up, right? And this is all that we had to do in irrigation. One general knowledge based topic is there, and that is more to know. But line by line study we will do. So we know whenever there is shortage of water due to less rainfall also, a condition called drought occurs. What is that? Let us see. Droughts occur because of scarcity or irregular distribution of rains, right? Because water is less or rainwater is distributed irregularly. Drought poses a threat to rain-fed farming areas where farmers do not use irrigation for crop production and depend only on rain. So, drought poses a threat. Because of that, there is a threat to rain-fed farming areas where water is available only by rain. Just think, if there is drought, means scarcity of rain, these people will have no farming because they do not use irrigation and they depend only on rain. Light soils have less water retention capacities. It will not be able to hold the water in areas with light soil. Crops get adversely affected by drought conditions. See, more water is required by this light soil because they will not be able to hold water for more time. Whatever water you put, it will get absorbed only. So much water is required, and in that if drought occurs, then lot of problem will occur. Scientists have developed some crop varieties which can tolerate drought conditions. So scientists have developed some crop varieties, and these varieties can tolerate drought conditions. So whatever we had to do related to irrigation, we have done. Prepare this topic well.